Let me test some experimental tech since we have a few minutes.
Stream is live as of now, but this is a lurker stream, so don't feel bad. It's the team stream
Okay.
in action.
Okay, we started streaming. That's good. That's good.
All right, for everybody joining us on the stream, Mr. Cale Moody here, Community Manager, Dabl Club, and we're also giving Matheus a chance to get things started in New York City. So this is a live look at Agent Camp in real life session.
Right.
So nothing that we're going to be doing too specific on my side of the stream here, just kind of helping as a facilitator, just running the StreamYard from my side of things. But Matheus is about to get the class started there in person in New York City at Station 3 at Hadron Founders Club. And we'll just be here to kind of watch along for the fun.
How about that? Let's see. Try again. Yeah, that's going to work. Yay! Well, how about that? Okay. Straight from New York, from Hadron Club, Hadron Founders Club, right? With Dabl Club here hosting us. Thanks, Cale, for putting this. Thanks, everyone, for being here. We have more people coming. We are about to start the fifth lesson. The fifth day, actually, is going to be a big workshop about decentralized AI. Just a quick reminder. Let me start sharing my screen, by the way. Share screen for everyone. So reminder, if you don't have access to the GitHub repository yet, scan this QR code and you're going to be in for the fun. Want to join? If you want to create a group or participate in a group, you can just join this repository. Let me put in the comments too for Kale. Because we're going to have these discussions here. What kind of discussions? What is the best and most scalable blockchain? No, we know that it is Polygon. We're going to have good discussions about our projects, about information about ideation. Also, this is the discussions tab that I'm speaking about. Okay, you're going to find it on the GitHub repository. And then you can create a project here, or you can join someone's project, ongoing project, because tomorrow is going to be the big demo day, so that we are going to present our projects for the judges. Kale, you're going to be judging tomorrow too, right?
Be there.
Okay. Good, good, good. Time to earn some points with Kale already. So, let's see. We have 10 projects here. This is amazing. Like, we hit a quota. We still have tickets for pitching tomorrow. So if you have submitted a project today, but did not pick a presentation ticket tomorrow yet, please do as soon as possible. We have only 10 tickets. I would love for everyone to present. It's just one per group. If you pick two tickets, we're going to have problems tomorrow, okay? So one per group, at least one of you should have one of these tickets. And what we are pitching the project that we have built within this bootcamp. Either improved it or started within this bootcamp, did information, ideation, and all. And we saw mostly about AI, introduction to AI and agents in the first 3 days. Yesterday we saw decentralized AI agents that can use stable coins, that can use cryptocurrencies, that can interact with smart contracts, but there's still one piece that is missing. What piece are you still feeling that is not entirely there yet? An agent camp about decentralized AI agents.
All right, looks like Matheus killed his feed. We'll get him back here in a second.
Sorry about
Hey,
that.
it's all right, man. We're learning live.
At least it's not tit pictures, but let's skip that. Well, sorry for that. I killed this screen. There is still one thing missing. One thing missing that we're going to see today. What are you? Oh, how's it going? Let's see. What are you missing? The component that is crucial for making those AI agents or even these AI applications, chatbots, to be truly decentralized. What is missing? Do you feel that something is still off? The decentralization part? How come it's not decentralized? What do you mean, Palash? Palash is saying that we are missing the decentralization part. Come on, just because we're using OpenAI API keys, it means that it is not decentralized? You are 100% correct. Did you notice this, people? We are still using API keys with our agents, even using Agent Kit, or for these chatbots that still rely on a central provider. We can still run these models in our own machine, like we saw in Wednesday. Yes, most of you weren't there, but we saw that it's possible to download these models and run in our machine. Not the GPT-4 from OpenAI, because hence, like, the name is OpenAI, I know, but they are closed models. But there are many other models that we can download, like Llama, like DeepSeek. We can download good models and run in our own devices. But what we want to do is beyond that. We can run it in a cloud, in a distributed system that does not depend in a single entity or in a single person, that can be hosted in a decentralized manner, in a decentralized network. Very well pointed, Palash. So how to do that? You have ideas? Guesses? What could we do? We have a guest that is just to arrive. Let me open the door for him. No, he's coming by. It's going to arrive in 1 minute or so. But you're going to start understanding how these AI models can be computed, not inside the blockchain. Okay, this would be very crazy, because blockchains, they have a very limited block space. They need to do a lot of computation, and these models, like just showing in the last days, they require a lot of computation to go through. But the results of the prompts themselves can be proven on chain, and we can use peer-to-peer networks for running these inferences, even for training these models. Okay, so today I'm going to present to you Aura protocol. You're going to hear that from Alec, the head of growth himself. What is the idea of this protocol and what the Aura protocol is doing? Yeah. Question?
Question for you. You're saying that like the results of like the agents can be proven on training. Can you just give an example of like what transaction like looks like what would a utility of that be? Is this like in the context maybe by AI? What's the real world utility?
For example, we would do a context for who is going to create the best poem. We are going to write a poem here, and one person is going to be selected by the LLM. The LLM is going to be the judge. Anyone running the backend, they could alter the output of that prompt to say that I won or you won. I could pay, hey, the price is $2 million. I pay you $1 million, and you make the API respond that I won. So hard code, it is possible. You're believing someone else. So it comes down to proving that the execution came from the LLM with these parameters, without input in all of these configurations, and that you can prove either by OpenML, OZK, or any other technique that you want, TEEs or whatever, you can prove that the execution really came from that model, and that was exactly the output. So this is the idea for all of these techniques. Okay. Good. Yeah. We are about to begin. Alex is coming. Okay. All of you watching remotely, we have a link for the repository. Let me paste here. For Kale, let me paste in the comments actually. Get a lost son. Oh, hello, Javier. You're there. Nice. Good. Nice to see you there. Okay. Thanks, Kale. And we are going to see Aura protocol, how they can bring AI computation with on-chain AI oracles. Okay, they can defer this computation for another machine that is centralized, but still they can use the effect of this result in a decentralized manner. Okay. Have you heard about oracles before? Like the matrix? Not this kind of oracle. Tony, you heard about oracles before, right? What they do? Yeah, they give a cookie for you, right? Exactly. In a provable way and surrounded by token incentives so that you cannot lie, so that you cannot tamper with the result, right? So very, very good answer. Some examples of oracles like this, we have like Chainlink, have Teller, have Yuma, we have many of those that are able to bring things from off-chain to on-chain. One of these things that can be offsetted from off-chain to on-chain is exactly AI inference, the process that we have been doing using Python, using transformers. All of this process, if we were going to run that on-chain, it would take like days or weeks to do one inference on-chain because of the way of these how these blockchains work. Even in like Rust, even in WebAssembly, even if you go for Solana, for Polkadot, we would still have a lot of work to verify this computation together with everyone. It's not scalable. It's not like sustainable yet to do that. It would be a huge waste of resources. So what we do is to execute all of this payload, use the GPUs instead of CPU with CUDA and all off-chain in a normal server, could be even running OpenAI, could be running different places, but we put it inside the instance that is prepared so that we can prove that the execution really, really came from that instance with those parameters and the output is correct. So that if we do a raffle, if we do a competition, if we do a game, if we do some accounting process, some governance process, we know that the result was correct. Okay. Who here is thinking on using LLMs for decision process in your project? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. The decision process, whenever it involves money, something powerful, can be tempered by humans. This is what exactly blockchain solves. The idea of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of these is exactly removing the power of a central person and giving fault tolerance to the system. AIs right now, they are not fault tolerant. They still depending on one source of information, one API provider. And by applying these kind of techniques, we can make them finally BFT, Byzantine fault tolerant. Okay. The idea is clear. Good to start. Okay, question? So raise your hand. So yeah, we have audio coming here. Yeah. So introduce you the Aura protocol, where we're going to see all of that in practice, explained by Alec James. Let me prepare. Yeah.
Hi, Matheus.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, Colin.
Hi, guys. I'm Colin.
Use my back.
You can.
Or should I send it to you? It's easiest. Joining from Zoom, maybe.
Yeah, we are streaming here. Let me show what.
I'll give you the StreamYard link.
Hello. And if you can join the StreamYard link,
Okay.
Colin is sending you. You can use it from here or from like this. Look. And then I can screen share your screen for everyone here.
Wonderful. Do you want to send me?
The link in Telegram for you.
Colin, are you going to send for Alec right now?
I sent to Alec a Telegram message with the link to the StreamYard.
Yeah, you should have received.
Oh, yes.
And Matheus, our class pointing camera has drifted upward. Thank you.
So, but
Yes, I'm Colin Lowenberg.
hello for calling everyone.
Sorry I can't be there today. Happy Valentine's Day.
You are missing all the snacks. We have great snacks here.
I'm FOMOing. Should we do ice cream next?
Would be a good one.
Did you send me the link to join? Because I'm watching.
Colin, maybe you did not send the link for.
Oh yeah, maybe
Yes.
I just put the wrong link.
Yeah.
Let me check.
But let me get a take.
That should be the right link. That's the link for being on the live stream. Kale, can you help us out?
Yeah, we'll have to relay a little. Colin, I just shot you the proper invite link, so feel free to shoot that over to Alec. I don't have Alec on Telegram.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
There we go. That looks like an Alec joining. It's working out.
I just wanted to tell the class real quick about the Polygon Grants program for AI agents. So our sponsor for Agent Camp is Polygon, and we like to let people know that there are several grant programs that you can apply for. So if you are building something as part of Agent Camp, you can demo it tomorrow, but you can also go and submit to turn your whatever you're building into a real company. So we have a grant allocator, Eliza Labs. So if you watch our previous classes, you can learn how to build with the Eliza framework. And there's 1 million Polygon tokens being given away. We also have CrossMint, Gitcoin, IoTex, and then a direct grant program from Polygon. So you can apply for all 4 of these programs now live on the website, polygon.technology/grants. So I encourage everyone to go apply for grants with whatever project you're working on. Even if you already have raised money, we want people to build AI agents on Polygon. And so this is a great way to get started. And this is grant season, so get your applications in. I think usually these opened up last month, so apply as quick as you can. If you have any questions or you want any support, I'm happy to help you and book a call with you to help walk you through it. So I'm available on Telegram and Twitter, so you can always find me on Telegram at Polygon and Twitter or X/Colo. So I'm happy to help walk you through the grant application process. And you can always just ping us in our Dabl Club chat group, where we're always there to support you. So you can go to the Dabl Club chat group, which is dabl.chat or dabl.club, and you can click join our community, and we'll provide you with additional support. We also have all sorts of vouchers for startups, so you can learn more about that on our website. Startup support and grants are linked right on dabl.club. So I'll put that link in the chat group chat as well, and hopefully we can email those out after, so you guys have access to all of them.
Thanks, Colin. I see everyone applying already. So let's get started.
Yes, everyone's in screen, I should say. Or
Yeah.
Hello, how's it going? We growth efforts at Org, and very excited for you all. I think it's really exciting times of opportunities, a lot of innovation happening in space. Polygon's giving out this grants time, and you guys everywhere. So now's the time to experiment, build, try things out, see what you can do with these two burgeoning technologies. A lot of potential there, and I think really just from my experience being in space and seeing what's going on with AI agents, AI Web3, all of that, people have really just been testing things out and seeing what is actually useful, and at a bit of a plateau, so a lot of opportunity there. I think we saw a lot of this sort of Twitter bots V2 as agents, but there's obviously so much more you can do, and I think teams are really now just competing and exploring what is possible. Again, a lot of financial support out there in the space, but yeah, so I'm obviously a growth person, not developer specifically. I'm just going to cover sort of my thoughts on the AI Web3 space, where there's opportunity and what we sort of provide as Aura, and then can also we'll obviously share about the opportunities that we have for them. But it's kind of difficult to see, but here is sort of the Coinbase DeAI, decentralized AI landscape, right? And you can see that there's a lot going on. Different sort of oracles, agentic networks and platforms, resource coordination networks, there's decentralized training, there's data marketplaces. So what this is to show is that there's a lot of things that the AI or AI need, right? There's different ways to apply it. And obviously there's a lot of tools available currently for builders, but there's also a lot of different sectors that can be tapped into. Mainly, I just see the most important thing here is that we have this international global marketplace and App Store kind of describing the ways that it's sort of Web3. And you have AI, which can automate and can improve the user experience of using that marketplace. So you have sort of two ends of the two prongs in that sense. You have both a distribution network, a massive distribution network globally for your products, but you also have sort of an opportunity to use AI to improve it in a lot of different ways. So you sort of have two things going on there. I think that is broadly why this is exciting for me. There's, again, a lot of ways to improve the Web3 experience currently. That's why AI comes in. And then on the flip side, there's a massive distribution network for products and getting an audience of users. And again, I don't think many companies currently have really tapped into product market fit and getting and using that distribution network effectively, which is why you see a lot of token launches that end up sort of churning out to nothing, right? Because it's not focused on utility as much. But Aura, so we are basically chain agnostic infrastructure. Recently I've started forming a sort of full stack AI network. So we do a lot of different things that we need to cover, but really, again, facilitating AI coming to Web3 to improve it, and facilitating Web3 as a distribution network for AI. again, empowering people like yourselves. There's a lot of tools out there, and frankly, not a lot of good products and builders. So again, I think you people in this room really exciting opportunity, and there's a lot of people looking to support you very people, frankly. And of course, our sort of core value is about building these decentralized and trustless apps, which depend on open source and fair accessibility and all that sort of stuff. Again, just a bit about Aura. We're deployed across 11 chains. We are sort of the cross-chain AI and Web3 infrastructure provider. Those are just some stats. 16 plus ecosystem projects have grown, and we've worked with Uniswap, Ethereum Foundation, Compound, etc. And more recently, teams like Base and stuff. Just some of the chains we're on: Ethereum, Base, Arbitrum, Polygon, etc. And some of our peers. All right, diving into a bit more of the technology. This is our core foundational sort of infrastructure and framework. It's called Optimistic Machine Learning, and it is an open source framework. And really, this is what everything else that we provide to teams is built on. So this is very, very basic level. This is how our network runs. And it's basically a way to provide an attribution and verification for the use of AI on chain. And again, this one will not replace the backstore as emerged because it's decentralized, trustless, and fire. And therefore, in order to appropriately bring AI in to be used and to tap into that distribution network, it also needs to have those properties of decentralization and trustlessness. So here, again, this diagram, but we basically, it's almost like having a layer one across every blockchain, but we really don't like to call it that. It's sort of like an Oracle network. So we have our own network of nodes. If you as a developer, you send a request for some inference from a specific model, that gets sent out to the network. One of the nodes returns that with a proof. And for those who are familiar with different blockchains, different rollups, this is very much how an optimistic rollup works. To proof is submitted on chain with the result back to the smart contract or user, however you want to view it. And the proof is then checked if challenged. And that is sort of why optimistic machine learning sort of sits in this middle ground. You have zero knowledge machine learning, which has had a lot of work. There's ZK proofs and stuff. There's still people say there's still work to be done. They're very expensive and efficient. And then on the other side, you have sort of proof of stake-based networks. So either they sort of provide like three-state security, and they do sort of verifiable AI as well. We created our own approach, which sort of sits in the middle of security and efficiency. I'll be completely upfront and say I think in Web3 we're seeing an appreciation for a spectrum of decentralization, right? Some people want certain products, some people want that decentralization trustlessness. We sit in the middle and we are looking to provide service for that whole spectrum. But that is why we have different approaches. Some teams may use AVS, which is again eigenlayers sort of restate security based on Ethereum's state security. And then some teams would go the really hard to use ZK. I will also, by the way, send out a list of all the resources after this to the chat. But this is sort of our production-ready product, which is how we use the optimistic machine learning. This basically expands the computation ability of smart contracts. So obviously, Uniswap, I like to use as an example. It's very basic constant product AMM. So X, Y equals K. That's sort of how the markets operate, right? And that's sort of very simple, and it has to be simple because of the decentralization and the security upholding the network. Any more complex algorithm or computation would be extremely expensive. So we basically allow smart contracts with this Oracle node to use AI in their decision. So instead of it just being like, hey, determining smart contract logic, you could have, GPT, Llama 3, whatever, determining things based, dynamically based on data. That gets pretty interesting for like, you can set up dynamic feed AMs where they respond to market volatility, maybe sentiment on social media to adjust fees to either encourage arbitrage or better protect liquidity providers. So that's sort of one example of what you can do with this. I will say that is still early, right? I think we all know you probably wouldn't want to trust ChatGPT in its current state or any open source equivalent with billions of dollars of TVL, right? Because that will be something that comes up in that current state. But the AI Oracle you can access from any smart contract on any chain you trade on. And again, that basically lets your smart contracts go protocol set up to run trustlessly and autonomously, can basically make decisions with. Here you would basically from your smart contract, it's like requesting basic from any price feed Oracle, you just send your prompts and specify the model, and then you basically have to wait for the callback, which is the result being put back on chain. And this again, the request goes to our network of nodes through optimistic machine learning. So that's sort of again the first product that really is useful. OPML, optimistic machine learning, is more the framework that runs on. Another piece within our suite is this decentralized API service, which is taking a slightly different approach, really trying to make more, basically, it's really trying to make AI inference cheaper while still being verifiable, and also in the, how do I even say, basically allowing developers to call it from instead of Celo. It's obviously kind of a whole new thing that people have to learn over the last year. We've seen a lot more interest in the agentic framework, which are not for all the users directly on chain. So we wanted to provide more those teams building with those kind of frameworks like the Wire and things like that to basically integrate verifiable data. Because any product that you might want to know, there's going to be decentralized self-custody or whatever. Anytime we build an agent, we want someone to basically try in Web3, they basically make it as cost competitive as we could under the fire and yeah, another sort of complicated diagram there, which does involve sort of slightly adjusted node-based proof system there. Again, I will send the link to the actual paper on this, but that has been on more recent innovation, and I will go back to it. But really together, what this AI Oracle with the decentralized API, which we have another name for, of course, together, they sort of make our approach to on-chain agents. So currently, the agents that are popular, Liza, again, being most used, one of the most favorite things GitHub repos out there, definitely the industry standard at the moment. It's really just sort of a Web 2 wrapper of, again, GPT or Bitcoin model that has some kind of wallet that it interacts with on-chain. So it's less so a sort of on-chain service that you could offer to people, token gated or whatever, and that would just run autonomously like the protocol. They're really different protocols. They are highly sort of centralized, not verifiable. You have no idea if an agent that is posting on Twitter and doing things on chain. You have no idea if it's actually the same flow or if it's just two units or something. So we created the framework, which we'll be releasing in the next 2 weeks. That uses the AI Oracle for verifying on-chain use of AI with decentralized API to verify off-chain sort of use of AI through this entirely verifiable flow there. And so what that means is really you can design an agent that runs 24/7, can never be shut down, and basically is immortal or perpetual as long as the underlying blockchain you build it on is running. And so that creates the opportunity for some very interesting utility-based sort of, again, agent services. I don't think we've seen a lot of these yet, but again, taking the idea of what protocols have, right, which is a 24/7 sort of service that can buy the world in a sense, and bringing that to agents. That's really what our on-chain perpetual agent framework is meant to do. Again, for anyone who's familiar with trusted execution environments, we've seen some agents and that whole went to sort of the rise of locally put into these T's, trusted execution environments. They are, again, for those that don't know, they are like, it's like a centralized machine which has this verification layer. So you basically would build your Web2 agent and put it in there, and then someone's verify what decentralized and whatnot. And you can sort of sell those services to people trustlessly. This is sort of a competitor to that, and it doesn't have that central point of failure. So obviously, it is important in World of Web3. You then want to have a central point of failure, and then I guess another distinguishing factor is that you have a smart contract-based wallet instead of in the T version. You basically put the private keys within that T. Bottom right here, just have, again, it's probably pretty small for you guys, but some quick starter packs for agents. So we would use our sort of core framework and then the decentralized AI to get data for that agent, for some kind of basic agent. You combine that with the AI Oracle to do a lot more financial utility-based agents on chain. And then again, there's the last one, which is a social agent example, where you can add in your own specific APIs. And I think what I would say is, there's a lot of interoperable tools out there, and you can very much customize what parts you want to be decentralized and sort of self-custodial, or what parts might be centralized. But in some cases, especially with that sort of social data, so kind of Twitter integration rather than that some central point of failure. Again, just I'll be quick on this, but the AI Oracle and the notion of providing proof for AI use on chain allowed us to basically create tokenized AI, and so sort of attributing an entire token directly to a model. And that I'm especially bullish on, because basically allows for community run and owned AI models, so foundational models. And why I think that is great is because I think it'll be a bad future when there's only 5 to 10 tech companies that are really dominating in foundational model development. And so this is sort of like an ICO equivalent for teams or research teams that want to raise money, resources in a community-owned way that is, again, trustlessly enforced, right, where everyone has an ownership stake for the development of more foundational models. And so we have some revenue sharing there, and then use of that model distributes revenue back to rewards open models. So you can do a lot of stuff with a lot of interesting stuff with this sort of verification layer. Another example is sort of AI generated content. So again, through this AI Oracle, that is the main sort of touch point, what you guys would be interacting with. Along with the tokenized AI, you can basically create assets to say NFTs for agents output. And why this is interesting is because it basically gives agents a way, or the creators of agents yourselves, way to have your agent basically generate revenue by distributing products, in a sense. And you can think of these products as content. My favorite example is AI XBT, top TBR agent currently basically just posts market research and insights and stuff daily. Super interesting. You sort of can move the market, or obviously it could be reactionary. It's interesting to evaluate whether he is moving the market by people following what this agent is posting as alpha, or if it's actually generating alpha that price increase was as a result of previously, before posting. I'm going on a tangent, but the main point is this agent has thousands of followers, 500 million TPL, because people appreciate and value the insights it's providing, right? The content it's generating. With ERC 7007, which is the NFT standard, you as a creative agent, say you're a developer behind AI XBT, you could basically add in like, okay, every month we are going to do a token-gated deep dive research room, minted as an NFT that people then have to purchase to get access to. So then you sort of upgrade the content and the revenue generation potential for just tweet threads, whatever, have a new layer of customer segmentation. So the most passionate fans, people who really value this research, can then purchase this NFT. That gives revenue back to the creators of the agent itself, paying for inference costs, whatever it might be, and lets sort of the fans have something they can come and trade, swap, or keep. It's a collectible, it can be whatever they feel it should be. That's pretty interesting in my opinion. But that's just another tool in the Aura toolbox for you, right? And so this content can be of any medium. We have video models, obviously image generation models, and then obviously content generation models. So we recently put a video generation model on our Oracle. Again, you could have an agent that does bi-yearly drops of some kind of movie trailer or something. There's a lot you can do, and the tools are out there for, again, multimedia content that agents can produce themselves. And if you, I think that's a lot of skill that yes.
Have you done any research with that?
No. What do you mean digital twins?
Digital twin is like a replication. It's like it's like per industry. You have like a product or service.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then it's like a replication of that. So things with like, if you have some type of like ecosystem, and without someone keep it like this companies, they want to make sure their data is secure and for right recently. And we maybe the way to.
Oh, do you mean and specifically for like the output of the model? You'll say.
What?
Well, so let me try and answer that. So a team out of Polygon Sentient, they're working on like model fingerprinting, which is trying to set up a way to like track when content is produced by a model and then commercialized elsewhere without permission. So trying to establish something like that. This exactly. So different approaches. This is one approach. The whole part of ERC 7007 didn't actually held back from putting up another of those boring diagrams, but it has attribution to the model itself. So in that sense, any output minted as this NFT would be have provenance to the model and the model creates.
Is it one more time?
Yeah. So with ERC 7007, this NFT standard, you automatically get provenance and attribution to the model of the original model that the content came from. So in that sense, it's sort of like a digital twin, but I'd say it's more like a digital child than a model.
Yeah. There's always gets the hardware. Actually,
yeah, I mean, with the tokenized AI, I would say that's like a digital twin. Yeah. We call it the initial model offering, but yeah, you can create a token, you basically create an ERC20, not a fungible token, and you have the ERC 7007, so like having a proof that the model exists on chain, and then there is that tied to the token. So I would say that is more of a digital twin. Please stop me with any questions.
That's another quick question.
Go for it. Yeah.
It's not really. What is Web2?
Okay, we should have done like a question Q&A before to get a sense.
Yeah, no.
So in my mind, Web3 is just anything that makes use of, again, what I would describe as an international marketplace. So I would say Web3 is any product projects, software, whatever, that sort of participates in a blockchain network and has some interaction with
That's
that.
what they do. Wait,
Web3 is everything else. I mean, it's much more silent, right? Yes.
To add on to your Web2 perspective, we were talking about this earlier in the camp, but I think it would be helpful just to like say, and this is to get it correct now. Web2 is read and write, so posting information on Reddit versus Web1 was just reading and consuming information. For example, reading a news article. Web2 is reading the news article and posting something. And Web3 is ownership of that news article and or posts and transactions. Take that metaphor and kind of yes. Yes.
Let's be applied to like, let's say a piece of art that alters over time or based on data where like the AI is changing.
Yeah, totally. You could totally set up like some cool art experiment agent where it, so you should check out Otto. Yeah, so they do basically it's a DAO, a community, and if you want a token, you can vote on what this AI model produces every week.
But I'm talking about like you could mint your own NFT using this year's or 7 years.
Yeah. It just adds attribution to the model. So for example, the Otto piece, this will basically ensure that the art cannot be replicated and it is always attributed to the specific model used in Otto at that time. I think this is also interesting, and I've tried pitching this to a couple of different teams that, priorities or whatever, but as an artist, you can basically, at this point right now, you can train a model on your content, your creative work, your art, and then offer that model as a sort of product for your fans to interact with. So, say you are, again, a musician, and you have your personal model, and you set it up so that fans can basically say, I want a Lizzo song that uses these lyrics, and then they get minted one of these NFTs, so then they have their own version of artist art, right? What's important is that this specific NFT with the attribution, you can see it as a derivative, so it will always be a derivative artwork, not an original. So that sort of bridges the gap for artists. And I've spoken to some artists who don't even like this idea, but I think it's a cool opportunity, right? Where suddenly you can empower your fans to go out and share and promote their version of your work in a sense, while still retaining like the full ownership of your like core pieces and stuff. Yes.
Like the media 7007 is the prompt, computes the token ID, you can prove the ownership of that piece of art.
Exactly. And you have your own little bit of yourself in that, right?
Yeah.
Because the prompt is part of that. So then you're sort of, there's a whole world of, cool fan experiences you could set up where the fan really sort of has a bit of input into that. So I think that's cool. Some artists I've spoken to do not really like that, but again, you guys are all creative, innovative. That's why you're here. I think there's a lot of experimentation that can be done, and a lot out. For example, this screenshot in the bottom right is a team that is building with the RC7007. They've set up this like sort of 3D visualizer for agents. So any agent team can come in, basically, this is Masato or whatever, it's some agent, and put their agent in there and have the community, followers, or whatever reason people might like this agent, they can go and interact with it, chat with it, move it around, but also type in things and request different NFTs. Like, hey, Masato, can you make me a smiley face NFT to make my new profile picture? And they pay $2 and they get that custom-made piece by the agent. And again, this is sort of, in my mind, just new other ways to generate revenue for yourself as a developer. Right? If you can create an agent that then has a follower itself, and that agent is autonomous, and then it can autonomously interact and exchange, products for payment with its fans. Suddenly you have like a
one-person business in a sense. Again, if designed well, I think there's a whole list of things that success depends on, and it's not just using these tools. So it's really on you guys, the builders. But yeah, that's sort of the run through of the sort of high level tools we have available. Matheus will obviously take you through a demonstration of how to start interacting with the AI Oracle, perhaps minting your own ERC 7007s. I would say also, please scan any of these. The far left one is a form. It's like a work with us form. So if you do have a project idea, please do fill that out and I will be in touch. You can also, on the far right, that's my Twitter, but DM me. I'm always happy to brainstorm, stay in touch, connect you with partners, chains, whatever. If you want to get the projects off the ground, very happy to connect you with all available resources I know of in my network. And then obviously the 1707 Discord is probably a good place to get builders reports for the standard kit that we've been sort of talking about. And then you can also follow the comments. In terms of opportunities from us directly, we are just about to put out our sort of builder and grant program. And so there are different tiers for that. So when you're working on sort of some experiment, maybe you're in a hackathon, you decide to use one of these tools, you get stipend, free credits, etc. That's sort of the lower tier. And then more sort of projects with more of a long-term goal, all the way up to sort of if you're looking to really build out a business using some of our tech. We have a whole tiered sort of grant structure, 10 all the way to 100K for builders. And that's really the most immediate opportunities. I would say in general, over the next 4 weeks, there's going to be a lot of hackathons online and physical. So a great opportunity in the next 4 weeks, I think, to put into practice that you're learning here and test out things, iterate, and I mean, as I mentioned, I cannot emphasize enough how much potential there is right now. We had a massive sort of excitement and inflow of developers, production of like really easy to use frameworks to get started building sort of AI and Web3 products and tools. There's a lot of money being thrown into them. There's a lot of grants out there. There's a lot of attention and interest. It's really good to get attention and interest if you have something good and new, especially if it's useful and a useful product. So and I think there's too many infrastructure companies out there with money. So there's just not enough builders, and that means there's just overwhelming support for any of you guys in this room. So I'll just leave you with that, and please do reach out to me if you'd like to brainstorm on anything. Any other questions? But any other questions? Okay, cool. I did run through that pretty quickly. Maybe I'll just do a final run through. This is the foundation. This is basically using AI on-chain. So think for protocols, those more traditional protocols using AI to direct smart contract decision making. It could be like a autonomous grants protocol, right? If you want to have a 24/7 way to distribute grants to people who write children's books or something, how do you get a smart contract to evaluate that? Well, you can have AI in there so that it can read the submissions, make sure they align with the grant requirements, and then distribute that in a totally autonomous way. This is more just bringing in sort of more Web2 services to any Web3 application. And tokenized AI, so crowdfunding for open source AI development. These kind of multiple agents, and then the AI generated content. But thank you. Yes.
To do the Vora protocol, can we make calls from smart contract to the protocol?
Yeah, and the tenants will show you how to do it directly. Yeah. Awesome. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I would also say very nice to like provide API keys for anything off-chain. So if you are on Solidity, over. If you are like yesterday, if you are just calling an API, go over to both ways, right?
yes, totally.
And how the validation is done, like how the research retrieved from the OPML nodes, like how they are verified whether it's correct or not.
Yeah, so with Optim, so it's verified with what is it? Fraud-proof virtual machine, which basically checks the proof submitted with the transaction.
I can understand that, but for example, if you're asking some question, giving some like couple of sentences, let's say. So both are like sentences, like how is the
It's not verifying the accuracy of the result. It's verifying that the result was given to you as you requested. So it's verifying that there's no foul play. It's not verifying whether the LLM output is accurate. So that is an important distinction.
For example, if someone like OPML knows like manipulate the data or something
that would be slashed and that would be caught. But if the answer is wrong by the model, that is not prevented by this. That's not the verification in this sense.
even if hallucination problem, those kind of problems can't be.
I mean, any problem where it's a node intentionally deceiving or manipulating, that is covered for, but not if it's a problem from LLM itself, from the computation. Yeah, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The challenge here, right? So that
Yes.
anyone can prove that this answer was altered. Even if you correct the answer, like the answer was wrong, to make it correct, they can prove and slash it. You should close exactly believe that the performance would be wrong.
But in the sense of problem solving, right? What happens with the challenge period if you have a protocol and very end protocol uses the AI inference, right? And then 5 days later, the very end of the challenge period, someone slash and you have to revert. I don't know, something to think about. Yes, but Matheus will take you through a bit more of a on the ground workshop. And yeah. Cheers, thank you very much. Yeah.
Let's do a short break. There are snacks there, drinks, and we return in like 10 minutes.
What's on your mind, Colin?
Hi, Kale. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I'm happy to see these decentralized solutions coming along to fill out all the different pieces needed.
Yeah, I think we've got 100 people watching right now, so I don't think we should go off air while they're on the snack break. We should all go get snacks. I've got my snacks. What are your snacks? I got carnivore chips.
I had fish sticks earlier.
Fish sticks? I think Matheus is probably able to hear us as well. It was nice to have Alec explain the aura. I think he mentioned sentient as well, which I think we should bring sentient onto Agent Camp to have them come talk about their foundation model, the foundational model that is a loyalty model. So if you go to sentient.foundation, you can find out more about that. I encourage everyone to go check it out. We did a hackathon with them with their new AI model. They call it Dobby or DOBBY. Maybe it's
I think you'll be excited to see that they just prepped their design content for the creation of their character too. Did you see what it came up with?
No, pull it up. Let's show what sentient. Are you looking at the sentient Discord? Is that where you're hanging out?
No, I forget where I saw it. Right, it's probably just on their X right now. But it made me laugh because it's too puppy. So it's very much in alignment with what you were originally thinking kind of fit with them.
Yeah, they did a contest to pick their new mascot. So I bet they've got pineapple pizza there. It's making me hungry. It's about dinner time in San Francisco, so I'm gonna go order some dinner and plan my Valentine's Day. I'm sure you've got to go do the same. I think you know who doesn't want to learn about AI agents on Valentine's Day?
No, this is where my heart lives. My wife's working; she works late tonight, so I'm able to sit and play with the dabblers.
So what are we? So tomorrow we have another event tomorrow, and it's in New York,
Okay.
person demo day, which is pretty exciting.
Matheus has already got 10 plus projects sitting on his docket that are going to be presenting tomorrow.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's I think we'll invite everybody who's been to one of our New York past events to come to the demo day tomorrow. It might be kind of packed though, so I hope it's hope there's enough room there at that event venue.
Yeah, it looks like a big space.
It'll probably be, yeah, it's probably going to be booked out. So you can find that event. We should post that. I'm going to post that in the chat here so people can see. That's New York Demo Day. So you can go to luma/ny-demo day. That's tomorrow's event in person. So if you're in New York and you're missing out on today's event, definitely come in person to that. We'll also be hosting some events in Denver as well. So we'll subscribe to our channel on Telegram or to our Luma for our events, and you'll see invites out for our events in Denver. And then we'll also be doing Agent Camp in San Francisco. And that's not it though. So after Denver comes ETHSF, and this is while New York is our first Agent Camp, Denver's our second, SF is our third. What's going to happen after that, Kale?
Honestly, I'm having a conversation right now about North Carolina Agent Camp.
Okay.
Trudy is based out of the Charlotte-based area there and is advocating strongly for bringing some love, some dabbler attention out there. So I think we'll be looking at things there. I just talked to our field mates hanging out in Abuja, Nigeria. They've been with the Polygon program for a very long time, and so they always are excited to help promote some of the opportunities there. And then I'm talking with Matthew, our friend that used to be based in Paris, but he's actually just recently gone back to his hometown, which I'll put to the name of right now. But it's a very developer and engineer heavy city in France where he grew up. He's excited to try to help
Cool.
spread the efforts there as well.
Well, our demo day tomorrow is going to be our first demo day. We'll have a demo day in Denver, a demo day in SF, and then we also have a demo day online as well, right? So anyone who's building something can go and submit. We've emailed out the survey to submit, but we'll be giving away prizes for projects. So if you're building any AI agent or any agent related dev tools, we'd love for you to submit. I see a QR code up right now. I think that's maybe we should throw that up on the screen.
Who knows where it goes?
I don't know what that QR code does, but it's live on the screen. Let me see what this QR code does.
Yeah, exactly. You and I do the same thing. Well, I think it's to, okay, got it. Yeah, that's Matheus getting ahead of the game. That's to his GitHub that he'll be demoing from today.
Okay, so that's the GitHub that I would recommend everyone check out. That's pretty funny that we got the QR code live on the internet. Everyone can scan it with their phones and then go to the GitHub. We're also going to be hosting more online classes for the Agent Camp, and you can watch all of our videos. We should make sure all the videos from the New York camp are also on our Agent Camp's website. So if you don't know where our Agent Camp website is, it's agentcamp.dev. So you guys can find it right there. Just go to that website and you can find recordings of all of our past events. Yeah.
Definitely, I think this will be the most fun recording so far because this has been fun for me, honestly, being able to pipe in as a hybrid setup. The rest of them were captured this week on Google Meet, so we'll be doing a little bit of light editing to cut out the dead space there and get those all up on our YouTube as well, where all the other Agent Camp sessions are recorded. The one I have pulled up on screen right now is our next virtual session that's coming up just this Monday. We've been having kind of the Monday, Thursday drum beat for the Agent Camp virtual session, so it's going to be that same time slot that we've been using. To be this coming Monday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. As much fun as Agent Camp has been, we've got to find an opportunity to make a checkpoint and kind of at least just take a pause and reflect on all the work that's been done. So this is going to be our pacing towards the submissions getting all the projects and all the progress turned in, so that way we can review all the things that the agent campers have been building.
Well, also just to entertain the 107 people still watching during the break, this is Purple the dog. You can follow Purple on Warpcast or Farcaster. Her name is Purple the dog, so you can find her. I'll put up a link to warpcast.com/Purple the dog. So if you want to follow Purple, I'll be posting more fun activities with Purple. That's great. This is Purple. Say hi to Purple. Purple, say hi.
This is how it always works out, right? We love them a lot more than they probably love us.
Purple is a Pomeranian, and she's my dog. And you can come to co-working sessions with Purple in San Francisco. So if you're in San Francisco, you can come to Purple's co-working. Maybe she can host agent camp, but she is still just a dog, so she probably can't teach you that much about agents. But I do think man's best friend has been dog for a long time, so it makes sense that Sentient has used the dog as their mascot for their AI model. So I think AI can be man's best friend as well. So it's pretty exciting to see cute dogs on the internet. So
you get some good pictures of her.
Yeah, and maybe we can build an AI agent for Purple that can respond to people and create AI generated content of Purple. That's Purple on stage at ETH SF last year. So I gave her some goggles so she wouldn't be freaked out by the bright lights. So she's got her own little ski goggles on. She looks great.
I can't believe she wears those.
Well, it's really bright and she wants to be on stage, So.
Hey, shout out to the Agentic Ethereum finalists today too. I don't know if you had a chance to drop in on that, Colin. I was able to watch the prize
pull up the show
live. Let me grab it here.
Let's check out the Ethereum Global Showcase. The Agentic Ethereum Hackathon was a hackathon we were preparing for with the first agent camp. We started 3 weeks before the agent camp, Agentic Ethereum Hackathon. And they just did their finalist presentation today. So I think here we should add that to the stage. Let's go.
But we got two hands on the controls. I love it. Yeah, they just wrapped the prizes today. They said they had something like 1,700 hackers participating in this one. Which it's an async virtual hackathon, so the number is typically larger than we see in the real life. But for 175,000 prize pool, that's a really nice turnout for a virtual hackathon. So congratulations there to the global team. Shout out to my friend Pascal. He did a lot of the intro workshops and a lot of the warm up for the hackers to kind of get them familiar.
Oh, Pascal's great.
Everything. He is great. I had the chance to meet him in San Francisco. It's really been fun to watch him blowing up. Yeah, tons of judges and speakers out there. I don't know if they have.
If you go up to the top and go to Showcase, you can see all the past at the very, very top. You can see the showcase shows all of the projects that this event might not be live yet. Let's see. No, it's live. Here's all the projects, so we can see all the projects that were built in the Agentic Ethereum Hackathon. I'll post the URL so people can find it. It's ethglobal.com/showcase.
I know that one of our Dabl Club agent camp teams did indeed get on the prize pool.
Oh, let's find them.
Yeah, Neutrify. Yeah, Neutrify. Who it was.
Do a quick Control F. Oh yeah, Neutral.
There.
Here we go. Let's check it out. What did we build at the agent camp?
It's like an agent. It's an agent whose job is to be your nutritionalist and help you understand.
Oh, your nutritionist. Yeah.
I think we're getting called. I think Matheus is ready to
Matheus is ready. Come back on, Matheus.
Let's get him up there. Oh, he's just happy for us. Yeah, he's enjoyed himself. He's fine.
Hi, Matheus. He's just saying hello.
All right. So yeah, they this is the one thing I was just mentioning to you too, right? Because so many of these different hackers were using that agent kit package from Coinbase as their developer platform, and so we need to see more kits like this that are more versatile and targeted towards more opportunities for different chain deployments and get more builders the tools they need to be able to deploy in their chain of choice. And so it's really a fun thing to see. But they basically built an agent that takes recommendations from the user on their nutrition, on their dietary goals, on their weight goals, on their exercise habits, and then it makes recommendations on a regular frequency on how to guide you into a healthier lifestyle based on your diet.
That's really cool. I love this. It's actually useful. I love that AI is focused on building, these AI focused hackathons are more focused on real world use cases and how they actually interact with users and people in the real world. So,
And if you've been following along at all with Agent Camp, then you'll know what these things mean. Which
we've got Eliza in there. Yeah.
Yeah, an Eliza plugin, Neutrify. So there you go, using that custom plugin knowledge that Mel's been worked so hard to help us all learn. It's really cool to see hackers putting these skills to work.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we've got a lot of projects, and if a lot of them are building plugins for the Eliza framework, then we'll probably be very popular in the Eliza community. I think we should try to get as many plugins for Eliza as possible. Young dog.
It's exhausting. I get it, Purple. I get it. My brain stretches every day.
She's excited about nutrition though. She always wants food. So
circling back over to Sentient, have you had any chance to do any reading or studying on their PEFT model?
No.
It's practical Byzantine fault tolerance approach.
Oh yeah, I think it makes
tough stuff.
Yeah, I think their real like innovation has been the loyalty model that they built that allows you to like track if who owns that AI model, right? So you can get you basically monetizing your open source AI, because right now if you release an open source AI, no one gets paid for it, right? So whoever's hosting the servers that gets paid, right? So open source AI has a big challenge because the closed source AI companies will always be able to take their models and incorporate them. So whoever's open sourcing their code or open sourcing their model loses to the closed source companies, because the closed source companies can have much more resources and funding, right? We're talking about OpenAI themselves. So how do we compete with OpenAI? We have to build a monetization layer that allows open source AI to compete with the OpenAI. We should really call OpenAI closed AI because they're closed source.
Purple love the crowd there. Fiona's got a little pom-pom as well, but a black one.
Yeah, our viewer count is going up, actually, thanks to Purple. So we got to give some credit to her. Maybe I should get her to do some tricks on stage. You want to do some tricks for us, baby? Let's see if I can get her to do tricks.
Really? Let's see.
Oh, she just ran off.
Okay, well, that's one of the tricks, the disappearance.
Oh, the tree. Come back. There, she jumped right on me. Good girl.
Check in on our class, see what everyone's up to as well here. Yeah, everyone's jamming, everyone's working. Monte's taking care of business. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so Sentient is certainly not a one-trick pony. They're working on so many different components that are going to be contributing to our overall, not only access, but like you mentioned, loyalty, authenticity, verification, transparency, all related to AI, not just models, but the way that those results are verified. And that PBFT has become something that's really unique to my mind. It's a strange concept, this idea of like maybe using certain centralized processors to provide the compute, but using a decentralized system to verify the results of that centralized processing. It's a nice hybrid approach, so that way you're not trying to have to do everything all decentralized or all centralized. You can maybe have the benefits of both.
Before we hand it back to Matheus, I think we should also remind people about the grant programs, just because we've been funded by Polygon to do these events and teach people about AI and how to build AI agents. But our ultimate goal is we want people to build AI agents that work with or work on Polygon. And building AI agents don't really, I would say an agent today, a lot of agents are really just chat bots that you interact with in a single chat. And you're not really, that agent doesn't really have the powers or the autonomy to go and take actions in the real world. And obviously, like agents, in order to take action in the real world, they would need some physical robotic body to take a physical action in the physical world. But right now, what we can do is agents can have a real world impact by having access to a wallet. So giving AI agents the ability to have their own bank accounts on chain, on Polygon is the goal, right? And that's how you make an agent to be truly agentic or truly like, you know, it maybe not sentient, but certainly far more powerful as an agent if it actually has its own money, right? So the difference between a dog and a dog with a wallet, right? So if give wallets to dogs, then the dogs would have their own money that they can spend, and they just need an NFC chip that they can use to get access to different rooms with that money, right? So if you want to build an AI agent for your dog, I would love to help you. You can schedule time with us. Apply for a grant for your AI agent for dogs. I would love it if you did that. Let's give dogs wallets and AI agents. This is just an idea. I say go build it. We'll fund it through the Polygon grant program. I think we should
without further ado, back to Matheus. What's going on, buddy? You ready?
Ready.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for the interval show. It's like the Super Bowl. Sometimes the middle time is better than the actual thing, but we are going to get our hands dirty. We are going to start coding. So it's the part that everyone should open your IDEs, follow the README. I was just showing that for some people, like the whole content of the whole program can be found here. We have the resources, we have like the recordings for the previous days. We're going to put today's recording here too. And we have the whole README. So lesson 1, lesson 2, 3, 4, 5 are all here that you can follow line by line, instruction by instruction. And inside the discussions tab, we have here all of these projects. So this is what we're going to pitch tomorrow. We have already 10 projects here. Let me count again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 projects. So if you want to participate tomorrow, join one of these projects, maybe create one, fork one if possible, for you to pitch your progress within this bootcamp tomorrow, so that we can support your project, so that we can distribute perks, pick the finalists, and help you in the next step for maybe you're looking for a job, for your career, starting your startup, raising a few $1 billion, okay? And then you're going to sponsor the pizza for the next event, of course. So this is all part of it. And this is why we get so hands-on. The explanations are good, but now it's the part that we separate the talk from the walk. And now we're going to start looking at these documentations and applying the whole thing. My scroll works here. It's bugging. Let me open this again. Link? What do you mean, like the project's script? So it's not. It is in the GitHub. Then you click on discussions, and then you will go for projects, or you just scroll through. You're going to find all of this. This is what you're looking for. Okay. Good. And remember, at any point you can ask any questions in GitHub. So far we have 0 questions, all of them answered instantly. So good track record. Anytime you can just ask questions here. So don't be shy. Okay, even if you're watching the recording later, you can go there and ask. Okay, as soon as possible we are going to answer. So this is why we're going to get hands-on. We're going to see the OpenML in work. We have this RMS that was just released. Do you remember, people, that we have this OpenAI API key that we can point and all? The resilient model service, it's a very clever replacement for that. So look, they have the URL here. Let me see if I find it. Should be in the documentation. The API here. You have the URL. So very similar to the OpenAI, very similar to Cloud, very similar to all of these providers that we have seen. So you are going to ping this API, but instead of paying with the credit card, you are going to pay by staking tokens. And interesting, an AI agent cannot pay with credit card unless you give them some implementation now that you can always cut. But a smart contract, we saw that yesterday, a smart contract can execute that transaction to stake tokens, and no one can stop that. We deployed that token, we had a transfer, remember? So imagine I'm an AI agent, I stake these tokens, these API keys are going to be available forever as long as I stake, and so long I have some source of revenue, like doing art or managing disputes, doing like, how it's called again when you, arbitration. Let's say I'm arbiter, people hire me for my arbitration services, I can keep paying for my own bills. Like us humans, we gotta eat every day, right? So we gotta keep working for paying for our bills. These AI agents can start doing that with this technology. So there are the OAOs, the AI oracles that can offset computation from outside of the blockchain inside. And there is the RMS that allows you to use this inside, for example, Agent Kit or ELIZA, and have your agent perpetual. Word is difficult, isn't it? Let's call it immortal. It's a much better word. It's going to live forever, so long there is electricity. We just need to partner with Elon Musk. We throw a satellite, put like some solar panels, and then it can live some billion years, so long the sun is living, right? Imagine that. That should be a good project. Who's going to build that for tomorrow? So the whole point of this is creating the decentralization much needed, that we were speaking about that since Monday, and here finally it appears. Alec didn't mention much, but that is a brilliant implication of using models on chain that can be verified on chain. That is joining the initial bootstrap, like the initial money resources needed for you to build that model that is going to be used on chain with on chain resources like ICOs. Why a company does an IPO? Because it's like becoming corporate, need to hire a lot of people, need to do a lot of stuff, and then you do an IPO so that it can gather this capital, do an exit for all of the founders, and then start the corporate journey. An ICO would be similar, but for cryptocurrency, so that you can launch the token for the first time. Who was there like 18, 19, 17 to 19? We had like one ICO per day in average. Yeah, only for the old ones. It wasn't that long ago, like 5 years ago, 6, maybe 7. So now IMOs are ways to solve a problem that exists in Web 2. Fundraising for creating models is a problem that we can solve with Web 3. So you see, it's not just hype. Oh, I'm going to join Web3 and AI and raise $10 billion. No, it is actually something useful. If you want to raise capital for doing like a chemical model, or you want to raise capital for doing like a Spanish model, or you are in a small tribe in Africa, no one accepts your language. You can now fundraise to develop a model using the money that you fundraised to develop it, and everyone that pays for inference for that later is going to refund, like you earn a stake of that model itself. It's a great, brilliant idea being reflected in a lot of projects. Like I said a few times in this bootcamp, we're not going to cover training so much. We saw that it exists, but we're not going to do it. We could do a whole bootcamp just because of that. Would be super cool. There are the perpetual agents that I just mentioned that you can use OpML. You create this agent with a Genesis transaction, you put it there in the world, you give it some assets so that it can stake, that it can generate the initial money. Let's say it's going to invest its own money, and if it loses all money, it dies because it cannot pay for its inference anymore. So eventually you're going to have like a Darwinism effect. I don't know if that's the correct way to pronounce. Like the bad models are going to die and the profitable models are going to survive. So you give them some assets, they go doing these inferences, consuming these assets, managing these assets, and eventually they can be net positive. They can be something that lives by itself, like a blockchain. If Bitcoin, if Ethereum, they distribute less money than what they consume, they are not profitable. No miner would be paying for mining a blockchain if it wasn't profitable. So these kind of crypto economic incentives are being ported inside these decentralized agents. And that is this article here, so that you can see that it's not like an idea, oh, let's do immortal agents. And now actually they have a very precise, a very well defined way to create those agents, that they are not going to be running only inside a TEE instance. They are actually going to be distributed in many machines without any problems. So you are going to have the verifiable computation, you're going to have on-chain asset management, and perpetual operations, because you don't have any middleman. No one is going to cut that API key. So long you keep feeding it, it's going to have money forever. It can be like donations and all, but the agent can be making money by itself too. This is the coolest part. The example of generating art, like combining the ERC 7007 with IMOs, like with OAOs, like, it's brilliant. The agent can be doing art every week, minting a new piece of art. People would buy, it would generate revenue, it would pay its own cloud bills, and it would go forever until there is demand for that work. The whole idea of the verification part for AI generated content is the same thing that we have been telling for a while. You can prove now that that information came from that model unaltered. So if you depend on that decision for something important, like a raffle, like a decision, a voting, an arbitration, whatever, you can be 100% sure that it wasn't altered. So the 7007 standard that we have here in this EAP, it's basically an extension of the 721. Have you ever heard about this? Here's the 721. It's an NFT, a non-fungible token. So in the last lesson, Wednesday's lesson, we did an example with a token, ERC20 token that was fungible. This is an example of a non-fungible token. Going beyond that, we have non-fungible tokens that can prove that the metadata linked to that token was AI generated, and not only AI generated, was it generated with those parameters from that specific model. It's very clever the way they do. I guess we have a generalization of it here. The prompt itself for that model, like the string of the prompt, becomes a hash. That hash becomes a number that is a token ID, and that token ID is unique. So if you come up with a very good prompt for a model, a picture of an epic cat fighting a snail in a battlefield with blood and fur and whatever, you come up with this prompt by yourself in a very creative way. You input it here inside this smart contract. The prompt is going to give you that brand, the token ID, and it's you forever. If someone tries to mint the same NFT with the same prompt, it's going to block because that ID already exists. And the idea is quite simple. It's not like a gigantic work of engineering that takes 2 years to come up with. It's just like a clever idea. Oh, what if we take this hash and put here and there, and they basically processing it, and then it's like not taking their merit, it's giving their merit of having something that's very simple, yet it is very impactful. Okay, so we have the 7007 protocol here exists. I'm showing a lot of things, but now let's see they happen in practice. I want to know if this is real or if just some talk. So, as I like to say, code eats PowerPoint in the breakfast. So we are going to open this GitHub repository that I have this link here in the README, OAO repository, to see the on-chain AI oracles implementation, the whole documentation of it, of how it works, the whole thing that Alec mentioned. You do a carry, then it's going to be verified, blah, blah, blah. And here we're going to have an implementation from a smart contract. Okay, so it's not the same case that we used in the previous lessons, like a website is going to be there inside the smart contract. And the smart contract is going to ask this question, the request callback, and then the OAO is going to emit this callback after a while, fulfilling that call. I'm going to show that in practice for you, okay? So if you want to embed that in your project from today to tomorrow, I'm going to go very slowly. I know we have like an online audience here too, so any questions, I'll be checking here frequently. Let me see, no question. So any questions, feel free to stop me. And we are going to go very slowly, step by step. If you miss one of these steps, I guarantee that it's not going to work. Because there are some back and forth with the gas estimation and all. The whole explanation is here. Okay, how you build those smart contracts with Aura, these callback gas estimations, why they are important, and the reference list for the kind of models and deployments that are out there. And I'm going to show how to interact to get a prompt from sample project, a sample prompt contract that we have that is here in the repository. Okay, wait, where is the repository here? So if you look at the GitHub from the OAO, inside the contracts folder, you're going to find all of the important folders for the protocol to work itself, and this smart contract called prompt.sol. This is like an example implementation. They have the prompt and the simple prompt. You can use this contract as it is for you to try it out. Of course, you can build your own. You can build your own smart contract that's going to do whatever. It's going to be an artist. It's going to be a doctor or whatever. But this is like a sample implementation that we're going to interact today. So you know that it's real. It's working on your machine. Therefore, I cannot be fooling you. Or if I am, it's a very sophisticated scam, which is not. For that, I'll ask you to open Remix, the same tool that we used on Wednesday, the Remix IDE, connected to your MetaMask in the Sepolia blockchain. For that, you're going to need some test tokens. So if you participate in Wednesday, you're going to have those test tokens there. If not, you can get them from faucets, okay? Do you know what I'm speaking about? Like, raise your hand if you don't know what I'm speaking about. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 7. Okay, so in Wednesday lesson, I asked you to download this tool called MetaMask. You can Google for it right now. It is a online, actually a browser extension crypto wallet that can hold your identity inside the Web3. Okay? It takes 2-3 minutes to install. If you want to install it right now, I can wait a little. And when you install it, you're going to have an address, identity that you can claim yours, and it's going to start empty, like any bank account. When you open a bank account, it's going to be empty, of course, unless you receive like some bonus or something like that. We are going to ask free money for these accounts with a faucet. Okay, so you can Google exactly for that, Ethereum faucet. The first result is going to be the Google faucet. Yes, Google, the Google. They have a faucet. That is the first result that you can go there and ask for crypto. Like that for free? Yes, it's just that it's like fake crypto. You select a network, for example, Sepolia, and you copy your address and you paste there for asking assets in that network. On Wednesday, we did a testnet transaction in the Cardano, in the Polygon Cardano blockchain. Here, since we are going to use the OAOs and they are not deployed, unfortunately, they are not deployed yet on Polygon testnets, as you can see here in the reference list. We are going to use the normal Sequoia chain for doing this demonstration. But as soon as they have some implementations here in the Polygon testnet, we can start using their contracts for test too. And of course, they have in Polygon mainnet. You can switch for that network later and use their contracts because it's going to work just as I'm going to demonstrate here. Okay. For the sake of demonstration, I'm going to use Sequoia because I have those test tokens and the contracts are deployed there. So let me show you how this would go. In my remix, I have this workspace already open. How to get it open there on your side? You are going to open the OAO repository by clicking on that hamburger menu. It's not that I'm hungry, it's exactly named like that. This 3 lines is called like a hamburger menu. And you're going to click on clone Git repository. Okay. It's going to open a little model for you to paste some information. You are going to put exactly this link here, the github.com/aura.io OAO. You're going to copy this and paste there and click on OK. If you do that, we're going to have the same workspace as I have here in the left pane. Okay. Let me see if I have questions in the chat. Okay. Colin, Kale, I have your auto here, so anything, just feel free to jump by. Okay, problems? Oh, okay, good. Questions? If you want to sit together for following, I know you're taking distance. And then we're going to open one of the files that is in the contracts folder, the one that I showed you just a little while ago. Here inside the contracts folder, you are going to open this file called prompt.sol. We close these other tabs. Increase it here too. You're going to open this file, the prompt.sol. You might even have all the tabs open here in the top, but important that you have this one selected so that you are going to click in this button here in the left pane called Solidity Compiler. Same thing that we did on Wednesday, okay? And you are going to compile this Solidity file with bytecode for operating it. Is this bytecode going to operate the whole GPT model, like it's going to run transformers with GPU and all of that inside the EVM? No, correctly, no, this would be crazy. It would take, don't know, like weeks, maybe years, maybe days, I don't know how to estimate, but it would take a lot of time for doing one of these computations. So no, what is happening is that this smart contract has some bytecode that is enabling us to call the Oracle network. Oracle network from Aura. So it's a very clever design that's going to offset this computation for a verifiable off-chain environment, verifiable structure that can give this answer back for us. Okay. Any questions up to this point? Okay, you have cloned the repository? Oh, maybe it's network issues? Yeah, there you go. There is a chat box in the left, but you can you can close that. Like AI for using AI is too much AI, inception. So the chat bot in the right you can close. Don't need the chat. Okay. Jump to the thing. And then you click here in the left pane, Solidity Compiler. That is going to be a big blue button for you to click compile prompt.sol. Okay. Anyone else? And then the tricky part. We're going to go for deploy and run transactions, but we are not going to use this default environment. Okay, the default environment that Remix gives to you is a very convenient environment that is a virtual machine where you can test things there for free. The problem is that inside this virtual machine, we don't have the Aura network. We don't have the whole AI stuff that we're going to use. So instead of using this very convenient environment, we're going to change it for the injected provider, like we did on Wednesday. It's a little tricky because then it's going to open your MetaMask, then it's going to ask for a permission, then you've got to sign and put your password and then sign 3 copies, send that for the Vatican and receive it back. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. But yeah, just kidding. You gotta get used to it because most of the things that you interact in the Web3, they require a signature, they require some sort of control so that you know that you are in control of these assets. Okay, so this step might be a little bump for some of you, and I even put here in the documentation, make sure that you are connected to the Cefolha network. Okay, we are in these 2 steps. Because if you are not connected to Cefolha like mainnet or any other network, you're not going to have money there. You're not going to have tokens. So nothing is going to work. Okay. This is not like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram that you use for free. Here you gotta did you install the MetaMask? Okay, maybe that was the yeah. Okay. That got me my surprise. Like, is Apple like banning crypto maybe? So you gotta select Cefolha here, and you gotta have assets on this wallet. Okay. Do you remember why? Why do we use like Facebook, Twitter now for free, but for crypto we gotta pay for everything? You know why? Let me get answer. This is very important at this point because you're on the data, because and no one would work for us for free, right? Nav? To incentivize nodes to be working for us, right? Yeah. What is the incentive that like Twitter has to provide free services for us? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yes, we are paying with our data. So this is why they have incentives for doing all of that for free for us. Here we are using something that does not collect any data at all from us, at least shouldn't. So we gotta pay everything with our crypto, with our assets. So this is why we acquire these tokens. For here we are doing just for like playing around in a sandboxed environment. So we can ask this money from the faucets, so it works quicker. But for the real thing, like going from mainnet, you would need to pay for those tokens, earn it, working and all. Okay, this is why this step is a little tricky. But once you get there, you can start interacting with it. The normal thing for us to do in this tab is to deploy this smart contract, but no, we are not going to deploy it again. It would add a bit more of complexity of setting this up. So what we're going to do is to use one of these already deployed instances. Here, if you come to the README of this repository of the OAO, you're going to find a list of already deployed smart contracts that they have already prepared in some networks. For example, in ETH Sepolia, we have the Oracle, we have the prompt contract, and we have the simple prompt contract. Those three implementations are already deployed. They already made the whole setup. It's not a big deal, okay? It's not like they are the only ones that can deploy this thing. No, anyone can deploy this smart contract too. Okay? I even had it in previous versions. You can find it in Git, but here we are doing a more like quicker version. So instead of deploying this prompt contract, which you could, we are going to just use one that was previously deployed, okay? For that, you're going to copy this address. I have it there in the README too, okay? This E75A is the same address. You're going to copy it if you are in Sepolia network. And you're going to scroll down in Remix to, you're going to click on the add address there. There is a button, blue button called add address below the deploy button. And then you gotta paste one string. It's going to be the string of this address, okay? And then after you do that, if you scroll down, you're going to see the contracts there in the deployed contracts. Let me show that. So here, you see, I don't have anything in the bottom in the deployed contracts. If I click on add address right now, it's not going to work because I still need one argument. That would be the address of the contract itself. Okay, pasted one. I have it here. Now I'm going to click on this button, add address. This is not going to deploy the contract again. It's just going to connect to the contract already previously deployed by Aura, by the team maintaining Aura actually. Okay, and I can click on some things. For example, if I click here, it's going to give me the address of the Oracle, 0x0a0f. Let me see if this is the correct one. 0x0af. Yes, this is the contract that I'm looking for. So they configure it correctly. We don't need to bother with that step. They already did that for us. Okay.
Do we AI or?
No, give a look on the instructions here again. Like I told you, if you miss one step, there you go. You click on the add address button and paste the example. Actually, I explained it incorrectly. You paste the example prompt and then you click the button, right? Go for the add address button, paste the example prompt contract address, and then click on the add address button. Okay, now it's correct. Thanks for drawing my attention to this, Fiona. You are very attentive. Yeah, now the instructions are better. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to go there for the add address button. You are going to paste the prompt contract address, exactly this one that I have put here in the documentation. And then you are going to click the add address. If you scroll down after this, you should see the deployed contracts there in the bottom page. Okay. And this is like the on-chain contract. It is prepared already. People are using it. If you look at Etherscan, Sepolia, we're going to see that people are using this contract. So let's use it as well. Let's estimate the fee for a model ID of 11. Let me show what is this thing. I should have this link, and I should have this link. Aura has subscribed a lot of models there for us to use through the protocol. One of these models is Llama 3 8 billion instruct, the same one that I run Wednesday with GPT-4All. Some of you were there. And it is running there inside these nodes with Aura 2. I have other models. I have even DeepSeek here. I have Stable Diffusion. I have all of these other models that can be invoked by contracts to do inference. I cannot like train a model like this, but I can invoke it for inference with these APIs. So I'm going to pick the model 11, and I'm going to do this estimation of gas to do a callback. As you remember, when I call this AI from the blockchain and I invoke the oracle needs to call back the contract in another call, another person, another call. They are going to spend gas doing that, right? Is there any way to do a call, a written call inside the blockchain without paying? No, you gotta pay. So we need to pay them in advance for how much we think that we're going to spend in this gas transaction. Otherwise, they don't lose money doing that. So this is like a little complication that you need to estimate the amount of gas that you are going to consume. And they have a way to calculate that. We just need to call this method. I have put the instructions here. The method estimate fee, and we are going to put the model to number 11, the Llama 3 8 billions. So that is this call called estimate fee that just need a model ID 11. I'm going to call, and this is the result. This is the amount of weight units that this contract is estimating that is going to use for processing that transaction. Based on the model itself, based on the size of the input, the maximum tokens, and all of that. You see there, like you should click on estimate fee and then pass the number 11. You should see this number coming after you clicking this call button. You should copy this number. Make sure you copy it correctly. The step, I should number this step. You should copy this return value. You should scroll up and see a value field, the value that you're going to send with the transaction, and make sure that the drop down is set to weigh when you paste the value there. So let's scroll up. We are going to see this input here. The drop down has a lot of options. I'm going to leave it at weigh units, and I'm going to paste this number here. Make sure you copy it correctly and make sure that you paste it correctly. This means that every time that I'm going to make a transaction on Remix, I'm going to send this payment with the transaction. I'm going to give some money. Okay. It's like this. I'm going to give you $5 for you to go to Starbucks and buy me a coffee. Okay. So I give you money up front. It's not like this. Hey, go to Starbucks, buy me a coffee, and I pay you later. That's not a very good deal. Okay. I'm in a hurry. I say that I'm going to pay you later and never pay. It's better to have the money up front, right? And blockchains always up front. Solvency all the time. So here we're going to give this money for the Oracle to do some job for us. We're going to pay it up front. And then we're going to call this method calculate AI result with two parameters. The model ID, let's put it 11 to call the same model that we estimated. And we're going to ask a simple question. What is the capital of France, for example? Two parameters. One would be a number with the model ID, and the second would be the prompt that will be passed for the AI. So just to recapitulate it for the last time in this bootcamp, when we send that for OpenAI, centralized, they could be manipulating, they could be stealing your data and someone could cut access. Here, we are sending that for a decentralized Oracle network that's going to offset that computation. Whomever's doing that first gets the reward, and if they put that incorrectly, they're going to get slashed. Okay, let's transact. So we have this step. Click on this step that would be click on the red transact button and confirm the pop-up on your wallet to execute this transaction. So it's going to come with a pop-up. Yes, this whole bureaucracy again and again. Yes, but it is needed. And we should wait a little until this transaction is confirmed. Might take half a minute, 1 minute. If we do that in Polygon, it should take only a few seconds. So confirm it, good. Took about 10 seconds or so. And then we can do this last step, that when the callback is executed, when the transaction finished, the result is going to be stored in the storage of the prompt contract. Yes, because it could be stored in other places of the smart contract. And then we have this prompt function that can be called a view function that can be called to retrieve the result just by passing the model ID and the prompt text again. So you can scroll down here, look at this prompt function. You are going to pass, I forgot an S here too. You're going to pass the same string that you passed before. And you're going to pass the model ID 11. If I call, this would give the answer, the capital of France is Paris. Generated by AI, not by a smart contract. To demonstrate that this is not hard-coded, you can think on any questions. For example, I thought on this. List all capitals that Brazil had in the past. As far as I can recall, there were like 2 of them. So you come up with a question like this. Put here in the calculate AI result. Remember to put the fee correctly. You should always put the fee correctly here in the value. And then I'm going to ask the AI to calculate that for me. Something's wrong. I put it correctly. Maybe not. Okay, got estimate again. I'm going to make this other question that I have not tried before. I trust that Llama 3 8 billion should be able to answer that correctly. Someone, what did you try?
No, I didn't know where. I just have no idea what this thing though. No, I do. No,
You have some idea.
I do.
More than yesterday, less than tomorrow.
So I did it, and you're an amazing t-shirt because I did it.
Congrats. You're an amazing student for following through.
Where do you see that the agent is verified?
Because I click like view on Etherscan, and it like sent me 23 blocks. Like here's excuse me, 73 block confirmation. Does that mean that there is an agent verifying it?
Actually, these transactions all transactions in blockchains are like that. It needs to be deterministic. So anyone that runs that block again, they should determine the same output. Seems like silly, everyone doing the same calculation again to go at the same result. Yeah.
So it may not be true because the AI model may not be accurate.
Yeah.
But it's saying, like, if the user, like, we just type in the string, what are the capitals of Brazil? Those checks are verifying that that the response is what I requested.
Yeah.
You know, that it's,
Yeah.
you can say the capital of Brazil is chocolate, but it's verifying that the response is.
Yeah. I would prefer chocolate over Brasilia anytime. But this is the thing. For example, imagine an exam, like a student doing an exam at the end of the classes. If the students do it incorrectly, I should verify that all of the answers that the student got wrong are indeed wrong. No, so verifiability is like this: verify the state, being it correct or wrong.
So, I guess where I get a little confused is like, it's verifying what I asked for. If the model itself can be wrong, then how is it able to actually verify? Then I got back what I asked for.
Yeah.
The answer to what is the capital of Brazil can be chocolate, because it's saying that. How is it verifying that?
Because then I run the same input again, I should get the same output again, even if it's wrong. Oh, now you got it here.
Yeah, here's a real world example. You know how we were doing the website for project? When I typed in the same prompt that you did, I got a different result. The website looked different, and the text and mission statement looked different.
Yeah.
So that would be an example of when it's wrong.
Yeah.
And when it's correct.
Yeah. It's just that here they do a little technique that's called locking the seed. Because if you lock the seed and pass the same prompt, you are always going to have the same results too. And then you would have the same website. Okay. Now everything's clicked. The whole bootcamp now makes sense after 5 days. Yeah, this is it. This is decentralized AI. Now let me see if the model has answered correctly. List all capitals that Brazil had in the past. Brazil had several capitals through the story. The list of the capitals that Brazil had in the past. Salvador, yes. Rio de Janeiro, yes. And Brasilia, yes, the worst of them all. Yeah, it's difficult to be worse than Salvador and Rio, but Brasilia gets it correct. Yeah, look.
Like how, like, what does it represent?
Let me show that in the documentation here. 11 is just the registry number in order. That is the model Llama 3 8 billion instruct. One of the models that we can use for AI generation. They have others like OpenLM. They have Stable Diffusion for generating images. There you go, Fiona, for those art, for those generations. People from the New City. We were speaking with Mike yesterday about this too. So like now we're all empowered, like after 5 days finally, but you are all empowered for using decentralized AI. And you know what? For a lot of time, I guess it's still today, you need to check, Aura was the cheapest way for us to run DeepSeek, better than any other cloud provider in the world. If you run it with Aura, it would be the cheapest inference because of how the network is decentralized. You have like peer-to-peer allocation. You don't have like huge corporate margins on top of it. And you could run it for like 80% of the price of the cheapest provider. So like Web3 making meaningful impact for Web2. Okay? I dare anyone say that decentralized AI is just a hype after this bootcamp. Okay? And this is it. I rest my case. Now the final exercise is to submit your project in the project discussion category. There is not much more work to be done in your project like after you wrap it up tomorrow. So I suggest you to prepare a short video presentation of no more than 3 minutes, okay? why video? Isn't it better to demonstrate it live? You can have it there live. It's great. So many things go wrong live. Even in the lessons here, like sometimes you stream things that you are supposed to stream. Sometimes you share things that you're supposed to share. The things doesn't work. The transaction doesn't go through. So record it. Sometimes you record like 4 minutes and you go making cuts or do some additions and all. And try to show as most as possible. If you have like a PDF slide to explain like the background, the team, where the project is going is good, but at least 2 of those 3 minutes should be with your project, what you're doing. Because a PDF or a PowerPoint, anyone can do. Creating a project, only you that are enabled, only you that went through the effort, only you can create a project. So show, instead of telling my project is solving the pain of accountants by doing an AI agent to solve this. Instead of telling that, you can put that in the screen and show, here is my agent solving that pain of this accountant. And then it's much more impactful than just telling what you're going to do. You show that for whomever is judging. And tomorrow, we're going to have Elena from Supermoon. We're going to have Damodar from Delta VC. We're going to have Kale. We're going to have Mel, Colin. There, I don't know if you're joining, but would be much invited to. Where you're going to demonstrate the result of this week of projects. You're going to demonstrate the combination of ideation to information and learning through this week, and we're going to mark the initial day for the successful story of your project or your initial career, your initial step in the career of AI and Web3 collected. So tomorrow should be a very big day for us to celebrate. I hope to see you all there. Okay? Good. Thank you. I insist that you subscribe for tomorrow. You're going to see that on Luma. The upcoming event for what is the demo day? Should find the demo day. Yeah. Guess Colin moved that. Colin, did you move my calendar? Are you there?
I'm with you here. I got the demo day pulled up on the screen share right now.
Okay. Yeah, you move it. Okay. Yeah. No worries. No worries. So here's the event. So you should pay a lot of attention. Stop what you're doing and pay attention here. You should get one of those pitching tickets. We have 5 left. If you don't have a ticket, we are not going to be able to schedule you to pitch. So it's going to be chaotic. The judges are not going to pay attention. Do you come here and select like a standard ticket or a project pitch ticket so we can properly have space for everyone? We can have like snacks and pizza for everyone. We can accommodate you properly. And it's a very important opportunity. Nothing stops you from pitching, okay? Even if you have an idea, website, some AI agent and all, you can still go that forward because this is not the final step. The demo day is the initial step for your project. Okay? Everything that we did so far was the preparation. So do not worry on having a full product tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the initial day of your project, okay? Very important. If you just started today, like you're going to join a project, create a new project, go there, subscribe for the page, and then you're going to have, we are going to prepare everything for having you. We might have access here until starting at like 1 p.m. So if you want to come early, check in here, code with us, I'll be here, mentoring and all, so you can be hanging out with us. And we start at 6 p.m. with the panels and the judging. Okay? Good. Now, yes. Now, let's get... Do you have the food? The guys are picking the... Yeah, we should have food coming. In the meantime, we can have the snacks and drinks. Thanks, Kale. Thanks, Colin, if you are there. This was very good. This working. Oh,
I was impressed with it. Yeah, you did great, Matheus.
wonderful. See you tomorrow then, right, Kale?
I'm looking forward to seeing some high quality projects.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you, Matheus. Great job.
Thank-
See ya. Have a good day.
Sure.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. You guys can always find out more on agentcamp.dev. You can find all the recordings. We'll put them up online. So, and if you want to chat with me, you can always find me on Telegram or Twitter. On Telegram, I'm Polygon, and on Twitter, I'm Colo. So if you want to reach out to us, you're welcome to contact us. You can also organize your own agent camp. So we'll be bringing agent camp all around the world. After Denver and San Francisco, we'll be having agent camp all over the world. So look forward to more in-person events around the world. Thanks.
Thanks, Colin.
All right, guys. Have a fun day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Goodbye, Purple. Bye, Purple.
Bye-bye, Purple.